Becky, I'm going to mute your camera.
All right. Here we go. Do this. Okay.
Do you
Oh,
want
one more
Rabbi
thing.
Monty's camera muted also, Bear?
Yeah, you
All
can
right.
do it for him too.
Monty,
if you
I'm
need
going to
to.
turn your camera off now.
Yeah. Till it's time. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to stop sharing this. Shabbat Shalom. Tyler is here. Bunch of people here. We got a bunch of people here already. Tucson Jim is here. And Joanne Gleich here in Florida. I hope you're keeping safe. She's in South Florida. It's great. It's great to see you all here. So welcome. This is our ordination Shabbat. As you see, I'm live. I'm live from the. What would that be? What would that be? It looks like a house in Ireland. Maybe that's where I am. Looks beautiful. Or a Tudor house in Teaneck. It looks like a Tudor in Teaneck on Queen Anne Road. So anyway, Shabbat Shalom. We're gonna do a little singing for you, and you're gonna get to meet our Cantorial ordainees and our rabbinic ordainees. And this is great. Hey, Maria, Alana's here. Everybody's here. Beautiful. So let's do a little bit of this. Ma Tovu. Now, I'm not sharing the screen, the service with you guys. Sorry. We're going to do easy stuff. Ma Tovu Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Ma Tovu Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Vani B'rov Chastecha Avo Beitecha Eshtachave El Echal Kodecha Yiratecha Ma Tovu Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Ma Tovu Ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenotecha Yisrael Yisrael Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. I want to, how goodly are your dwellings, O Jacob, and your sanctuaries, O Israel, to bow down before you in reverence in this sacred place in worship. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Zoom is our sacred place, and it's extraordinarily sacred because it's not just me and you tonight. Tonight we have 12 future spiritual leaders who are with us. Let's do one more song together, and then I'm going to introduce them all to you. You need to meet them. They're amazing. So let's do Mahine Matov. Hine Matov Manai Shever Achim Am Yachad Hine Matov Manai Shever Achim Am Yachad Hine Matov Shever Achim Am Yachad All right, everybody out there, there's a bunch of you out there, see, Lai Lai. Ya Lai, la 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 la. Ya Lai, Lai, la la. Lai, Lai, la 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 la. Ya Lai, 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 Lai. behold how good it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together in peace. And so now I'd like to request that all of our students and our bet din start their video. Start their video. I want you all out there in the world to see everybody that's here. I'm going to my gallery view. Look at all of them. I'm not going to ask them to unmute their audio, but there they are. So you should all be seeing them. On the top is Seth Landau. In the middle is Stephen Blaine. Oh, sorry. And then we have Marianne Stiles. So let me tell you. So Seth is a Cantorial candidate. Okay, and you're going to hear him sing. In fact, tonight you're going to hear him sing. And then Marianne Stiles is also a Cantorial candidate. You're going to hear her sing this evening. And Lizette is a Rabbinical candidate. You're going to hear her sing. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding, Lizette. And Sarah Schoenfeld is also a Rabbinical candidate. Miriam Farvel, your last name, I lost it because it got small. But Miriam is here also, and she's a Rabbinical candidate. Brian Searle is a Rabbinical candidate. Yasha Levinson is also here. He's a Rabbinical candidate. Rabbi Billy Love is here. He's on hiatus from his court, and he is not a Rabbinical candidate. He is a rabbi. Denise Heitman is here, and she is a Cantorial candidate. All right. Aaron Sherman is a Rabbinical candidate. Matthew is here. Matthew is a Rabbinical candidate. And Becky Henning is here, and she is a Cantorial candidate. Brian Denker is a Rabbinical candidate. And Rabbi Monty Sugarman, who's my oldest colleague in the business, at least in the JSLI business, and my dear friend, is also here, and he is not a Rabbinical candidate. He is a rabbi. He's a working guy. So this is our class, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, just for right now, just quickly to make it smooth, everybody unmute your audio and at the count of 3 say Shabbat Shalom. Let's try. Wait for me. You all ready? 1, 2, 3.
Shabbat
Shalom.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ordination is concluded. Thank you. We'll see you next year. No. Okay. You can all mute your audio. Keep your video on for a song as we do a little bit of this song. Let me see. I'm going to find a good one for us. Let's do a little Nishmat Kol Chai. Nishmat Kol Chai. Let the soul of everything alive bless your name, Adonai, our God, and the spirit of all flesh glorify and exalt your name forever. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to stay audio muted, but it's easy peasy. You repeat each phrase after me, and all the people in the world that are watching this, you say it out loud. You got it. Trust me. Here we go. Just every phrase after me. Nishmat. Sounds great. Kol Chai. Tivarech et Shimcha. Adonai Eloheinu. I've never heard something so good. One more time. Nishmat Kol Chai Tivarech et Shimcha Adonai Eloheinu. If you don't mind, I'll do the B. Beruach Kol Basar Tifaer Utromei Zichrecha, sing after me. Zichrecha Malkeinu Malkeinu Shami. Wow, harmony, everybody, harmony. And Ishmat Kol Chai shimcha Adonai Eloheinu. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta confess, I don't think I've ever heard that sung better. Certainly not when I had physical congregations. Trust me. All right, that was really amazing. Hey, Rabbi Sugarman, you want to lead us in a song? I got one for you. How about Yisrael Ve'oraita? You know, that's like your favorite. I'd like to put him on the spot. Let me unmute him. Unmute yourself. You're muted. There you go.
Music for it.
Oh, you don't have music for it? All right, I'll do it. Here we go, everybody. Israel, Israel, ve'oraita, Chadhu Israel, Israel, ve'oraita, Torah, ora, Torah, ora, hallelujah. 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 Israel and the Torah and the blessed are one. The Torah is light. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now we're going to light the Shabbat candles. For this, I turn to my lovely wife, who will now, I'm going to go to the, you got the candles? Up, here she comes. Oh, and Brian Searle is also doing it. You're going to have two sources of candles here. Let me unmute your video, Carol. Let me unmute you.
I'm coming to do it right here.
Oh, okay.
Behind you.
Okay.
Can I do it here?
Do it wherever you like.
Oh, let's see.
Well, I thought you were going to do it on the camera.
Oh, I see.
On your... Let's do the bracha. You all know the bracha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת, להדליק נר של שבת. Come on, everybody, להדליק נר, להדליק נר, להדליק נר של שבת, שבת, להדליק נר, להדליק נר של שבת, שבת. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, creator of the universe, who has created us, commanded us to kindle the lights of the Sabbath. Let's do... Now, ladies and gentlemen, I like this view. I hope it's okay. We're going to keep it. I like the gallery. It's kind of cool. So we're going to now do the Sabbath prayer from Fiddler on the Roof. Anybody? A couple of announcements for people watching from around the world. There are a bunch of you watching. Welcome, first of all, if you just got here. Yes, these are all your friends. They're here. These are 8 Rabbinical candidates, 4 Cantorial candidates, and you can't hear them because they're muted. Because the lovely cacophony of voices that are unsynced is just too beautiful for the Sabbath. So it overwhelms the Sabbath. So they're all muted, but for a couple of the prayers, they will be unmuted. And yes, to answer your questions, no, you are not welcome in Zoom, all of the rest of you, only the rabbis and the cantors. I'm sorry. That's the way that we roll. So anyway, the Sabbath prayer from Fiddler on the Roof. May the Lord protect and defend you. May the Lord shield you from shame. May you come to be in Israel's shining name. May you be like Ruth and Esther. May you be deserving of praise. Strengthen them, O Lord. Keep them from the stranger's ways. May God bless you and grant you long life. May God make you good husbands and wives. May the Lord protect and defend you. May the Lord preserve you from pain. Favor them, O Lord, with happiness and peace. Oh, hear our Sabbath prayer. Okay, well, I don't see any messages that anybody's having trouble, but,
Okay. Thank you.
you know, everybody, there are multiple sources for this feed. Just want to let you know, if something is not working for you on Facebook, you can go to YouTube. If something's not working on YouTube, you can go to the simshalom.com page. Just a little announcement. I want to just mention some of the amazing people who are here with us this evening. Via Lizzie, who plays fiddle with me all the time, and she's wonderful. And Rabbi Mackenzie is here. Ruth Rubenstein is here. Cantor Joel Gluck, who just got a cantorial position, a spiritual leader position. And Ellen Rose, one of my favorite people. Rabbi Gruber is here. Lynn Northcutt, not sure, you must be a friend of somebody's. Joanne is a friend of mine. And Carol Blaine, who is that? Oh, she's with me. Julie Sapoff. Julie, you're awesome. Barbara Kirsch. Ilana is here, unbelievable. And there's so many others. So many others are here. I just want to go to the other page. Sounds beautiful. Bob in Colorado. Rabbi Marie. Rabbi Galit. There's just a kosher biker. You see the kosher biker? You like that? That'd be a nice name for a band. Let's. I'm not going to turn it over to our cantorial candidate, Marianne, who is now going to lead us in a Shalom Aleichem. So let me go to speaker view. Everybody mute your video, please. So except for Mary Ann, stop your video, please. And then Mary Ann, when you start talking, in fact, if I mute my own video, that should work also.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Can you hear me? Is that good? So we're going to do Shalom Aleichem tonight, and we're going to do a little bit of a different tune. I think most of us know Rabbi Goldfarb's tune, and we're going to do one by Cantor Saul Zim out of New York. And I need your help singing along with me on the Lai-Lais. So I'm going to sing it through just the Lai-Lai part once that you're going to do with me, and then we'll get started. So it goes like this. Lai, 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 lai. Now, if you want to get fancy on your part, you can also clap along on the second and the fourth beat. So you can go lie, 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 lie. Okay, so that's your part. I'll cue you when it's your turn. We'll get started with that. Ready? Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon. Mi Malach, Malachi Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachi Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now here's your part. La 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 la. Lie, 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 lie. Bachuni l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon. Mi melech, Malachi Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzekem l'shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon. Mi melech, Malachi Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. One last time. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Thank you. That was beautiful.
Yeshikoyach, Yeshikoyach. Almost Cantor Styles. Yeshikoyach, Yeshikoyach.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Pleasure. Everybody's clapping for you, by the way, just so you know. I'm sure that they're out. It's out in cyber, and they're going crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, we come now to a point in our service where we traditionally recite 6 psalms. Say that fast 6 times. 6 psalms. 6 psalms. And one of them is the Romamu. And for that, I'm going to turn to Rabbi Sugarman, who is a big psalmist. At least tonight he is. So without further ado, I give to you Rabbi Monty Sugarman. Rabbi, you must unmute yourself. That's the only thing. Okay. And Cantor Styles, if you could mute your video, that would be awesome. Thank you.
You got it?
Almost Cantor Styles. Okay.
Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachanu le'hakadsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachanu le'hakadsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Ki
Yeshikoyach, Yeshikoyach,
Okay.
Shikoyach, Rabbi Sugarman. Rabbi Sugarman, you're a wonderful guy. I just want to tell you that. All right, so now, moving right along, I'd like to invite Cantorial candidate Seth Landau to please come forward. And he is going to lead us in a Lecha Dodi. A Lecha Dodi. Come, my beloved.
Am I loud and clear?
You are clear and loud.
Excellent.
All right. Let me mute my video. Stop my video. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're going to sing tonight Lecha Dodi. This tune is actually from a Jewish musician, Craig Taubman, who wrote this back just over 20 years ago. One of his hit records, Friday Night Live. And we're going to sing every other verse. So whatever book you have, I believe the verses are the same. But if you can follow along with me, there's a number of la la las mixed in between. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela la la. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad Ishmianu Elaham Yechad Adonai Echad Hu Shemo Echad L'shemul hitiferet filiti la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Third verse. Migdash melech kira milucha kumitzehi mitocha hafecha rav lach shevet b'yei mekabacha vehu yachmo alahi echem la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Fifth verse. Hitoreri, ki v'horech kumi ori shedaberi, kavod Adonai aliyach nigla la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Seventh verse. V'hayulim shisa shoasayich v'rachaku kol mevolayich yasis alayich Elohayich kimsos katana al kala la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Now, if you have the ability to stand, please do and face the door. Our final verse as we welcome in the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom ateret bahala gam b'simcha u'tzala toch emunei am segula moi chala la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Back to you, Rabbi.
Yashikoyach, Yashikoyach. Seth Landau, Yashikoyach. Lovely, very beautifully done. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite you all now to please unmute your video and your audio as we continue with the call to worship, the Baruch Hu. I'm going to do the first line, the way we would do it traditionally, and then you all, I want you together, you'll do the second line. Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. And then I will repeat that. Let's pretend we're in a conservative shul for a minute. Here we go. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Everybody. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Shema Beautiful. I heard you all. More important, I think the divine heard you all. You had such a beautiful energy about you. We're going to continue now with Vishamru. Ready? Vishamru v'nei Yisrael. Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברי עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם עוד היא לעולם כי שש ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש שבת ויהי נפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת Gadal v'itgadash shemei Rabbah B'yalma divrach kirutei B'yamlich malchutei B'chaycho v'yomicho Uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael V'gala Uv'yizman karib V'yimeru ameh Yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach Le'olam ul'olmei maya Yitporach v'yishtabach v'yiboach v'yitramam v'yitnasei V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal Shemei dekutcha b'richu La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata Nechemata Damiran me'olma Ve'maru amen Please rise, ladies and gentlemen, in body or spirit. Either is good. Especially some of you alta-cockers out there. If you can't get up, it's all right. But spirit should rise. We join together for the Amidah. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Anora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot, U'mevii Gula Livnei B'neihem L'man Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Yezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechai Hakol Atah Rab Lehoshia Morid Hatah Mechalkel Chayim Chesed Mechai Hakol or Meitim Merachamim Rabim Somech Novim Verofei cholim Umatir asurim Umechayei emunato Lishenei afar Micha mocha V'gvuro Umido melach Melech Memi U'mechayei U'matzmiach Yeshua Ne'eman Talech Hayot Hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei Hametim. We're going to pause now for a moment of silent meditation. And Rabbi Monty is going to conclude with the Shalom Rav, whenever he's ready.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Yasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Yasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Yasim Shalom Rav al Yisrael Shalom, Shalom Rab Yisrael Cham Nasim Leolam. Shalom Rab Yisrael Cham Nasim Leolam. B'tov Enecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'choit ulechol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rab Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rab Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Shkoyach, Rabbi Sugarman. Can you lead us in Oseh Shalom B'Ramav? And I'd like to, while Rabbi Sugarman is doing that, would you all please mute your audio and video?
Oh, say Shalom
B'Ramav.
Ooh, yeah, say
Shalom
Aleinu.
Ve'al kol Yisrael Ve'yimru Amen. Yaseh Shalom Yaseh Shalom Shalom Aleinu Ve'al kol Yisrael Yaseh Shalom Yaseh Shalom Shalom Aleinu Ve'al kol Yisrael Yaseh Shalom
Say Shalom, Shalom Aleinu.
Ve'al kol Yisrael. Sorry. Yaseh Shalom Yaseh Shalom Shalom Aleinu Ve'al kol Yisrael.
Say Shalom, say Shalom, Shalom Aleinu.
Ve'al kol Yisrael. You think I didn't notice that major seventh on the that was beautiful. I love that. Musician talk, ladies and gentlemen. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi Sugarman. Shabbat Shalom. I want to give a shout out again to all of the rabbis that are joining us online, and all of the friends and family of the soon to be spiritual leaders, the rabbis and the cantors from JSLI. Again, a shout to all of you. Bless you for all joining with us, and there's such a happy Shabbat. I'd like to take a moment now and introduce you to a few people that are kind of important to our evening, to our weekend. And first of all, there's me. Some of you don't know me, so let me tell you a little bit about me. My name is Rabbi Stephen Blaine, and I'm the founder of the online Jewish Universalist Synagogue Sim Shalom, and the dean of the Jewish Spiritual Leaders Institute. Both institutions have been in existence for 11 years. 11 years. Can't believe it. And I haven't aged a day. It's a great pleasure, however, to formally welcome you all here this evening for our 18th JSLI Rabbinical School Ordination Weekend. Right now I'd like to formally welcome the two additional rabbis who together with me will comprise our Bet Din. And you will see it live if you decide to come back on Saturday night, who together with me will ordain our rabbis, Rabbi Monty Sugarman and Rabbi Billy Love. Let me tell you who Rabbi Sugarman is. Rabbi Sugarman is the co-spiritual leader of Synagogue Without Walls, or Chadash, and he's based in Saratoga Springs. We also get amazing water. He and his wife, Rabbi Anna, are independent modern rabbis who serve all branches of Jewish orientation and all people. He specializes in B'nai Mitzvah training. You think some of you took a hit with this COVID thing? Rabbi Sugarman and I, we've really gotten nailed. Bar mitzvahs. Who ever heard of such a thing?
There's one yesterday.
You did. Oh, you did one yesterday. You did a Zoom one. All right. And he, of course, he officiates at ceremonies and life cycle ceremonies, and he also works as a hospital chaplain. So he's a frontline person at the St. Peter's Health Partners in Albany, New York. He's also a New York State licensed marriage and family therapist. I understand some of our candidates are in touch with him about that. Okay. And he's also a musician and a healer. So that's Rabbi Sugarman. And now Rabbi Professor and Judge William Love hails from Philadelphia. He's got a BA in criminal justice from Temple University and a JD in law from Western Michigan University, the Cooley School of Law. He apparently is, yes, you didn't know this, but he is the chief hearing master of the Philadelphia Municipal Court, Emergency Domestic Violence Unit. From 1997 to the present, he has been the Social Science Department chair at the Community College of Philadelphia. And from 2015 to the present, he's been a criminal justice professor at the Community College of Philadelphia. Professor Love has also taught at the Jewish Community High School of Gratz College for 9 years, and he's a member of the Society Hill Synagogue in Philadelphia. He was ordained at JSLI in 2014. So, this Shabbat, ladies and gentlemen, we read from the Torah portion, Shlach Lecha, in which Moses sends tribal leaders to scout the land, just as JSLI will be sending new rabbis and cantors out to scout for jobs. But most of those leaders were filled with dread and fear when they reported back to Moses and Aaron. Tonight, my friends, is also Juneteenth. Juneteenth is, sadly, a newly discovered holiday by white America. I didn't even know about it, to be honest, to be candid. But it's a beautiful holiday. And it commemorates, unfortunately, the June 19th, 1865, when finally they let people of color in Texas know that they were free. Nice, right? It took 2.5 years. And that's what Juneteenth is all about. On this day in 1865 is when they were freed. And today, more than 150 years later, we're still reminded that racism didn't go anywhere. It's still here. We still live in fear and we drink from the fountain of hatred. And rabbis and cantors, it will be your jobs to counsel kindness and love, to resist hate. For that, my friends, is perhaps the holiest of all endeavors. But tonight I'll leave the message from the Torah portion to Rabbi Love, who will also illuminate us on and stimulate your Torah minds in a few moments. And Rabbi Sugarman will share his take on Shalach Lecha in the Devar Torah tomorrow morning. But right now I'd like to just do a brief meditation with you all. I'm not going to put you on screen right now, but just join with me. Please do what I say. This is a meditation from one of my mentors, Rabbi Joseph Gelberman, Zichron Livracha. Rabbi Gelberman was a contemporary of Rabbi Zalman Schachter Shlomi, the founder of Jewish Renewal. They were peers, and both rabbis were on a similar path. They were going in the same direction. They both engaged in spiritual enlightenment and were progressive in their thoughts and teachings, particularly around Kabbalah and their relationship to the interfaith and the welcomeness that they offered to the interfaith. And it's from Rabbi Joseph Gelberman's inspiration that the seeds of your seminary now, JSLI, that the seeds were planted. You see, Rabbi Gelberman was known for his wisdom and his humor despite a challenging life. He experienced religious persecution as a child in Hungary, and then again as a young rabbi when his wife and young daughter were taken to Auschwitz by the Nazis, never to be seen again. Rabbi Gelberman's greatest gift to the Jewish world and to all of you students was that he was early to embrace the idea that although religions are different, the intention is always the same: getting closer to God. he liked to illustrate his interfaith philosophy this way. Imagine a blackboard, and in the middle of the blackboard are the names of all the religions, and over all the religions is a big G for God. So when you look at that, you realize that we're all coming from the same place and ultimately going to the same place. And so let's help each other to be the best that we can be. Rabbi Gelberman was very much ahead of his time. And so it's a great blessing that his chain is continued through Rabbi Sugarman and I, and through all of you, and now 158 rabbis and 8 cantors. Quite amazing. Tonight, we're going to do a brief meditation from Rabbi Gelberman, and then I'm going to invite Rabbi Love to say a few words to you, and then we will wrap up our service for the evening. So I'd like you to hold out your hands to your sides with your palms up. Don't poke the person in the eye next to you, please. Don't do that. Close your eyes. And now I'd like you to feel 3 drops of heavenly water hitting your hands. Drip, drip, drip. Now bring your hand and your water to your forehead and use it to wash away all the negative thoughts and all the fears and the doubts and the judgments. Wash them away. Now bring that water to your eyes and wash away all of the binders and the blinders that keep you from seeing your fellow human beings exactly as they are in God's image. Your brothers, your sisters. Wipe that away. Get that out. Now bring the water to your ears and clear them. Clear your ears so that you only hear truth. It's a hard thing to hear today. Listen for the truth. And hear the cries for support and help. Now bring your hands and your water to your mouth so that you may only speak of truth and love and joy. And now take all that water and spread it all over your body, your front, your back, your sides, all over, so that you clean away all the negativity that you've built up, and so you can begin fresh and cleansed and pure in God's eyes. And now I'm going to do what Rabbi Gelberman used to do. He used to sing, could come up with a melody, because he would always ask the question, are you ready to serve the Lord? And he would say, are you ready? Are you ready to serve the Lord? Are you ready? And of course, when he said it, it had much more depth than when I say it, but it was beautiful. Are you ready? Are you ready to serve the Lord? And everyone would, and now he would say, now sing with me. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready to serve the Lord. That's not his melody, by the way. Sing with me. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready to serve the Lord. One more time. I am ready. Harmony. I am ready. I am ready to serve the Lord. One more time. Harmony. I am ready. Oh, it's great. I am ready. I am ready to serve the Lord. Rabbis and cantors, are you ready? Are you ready? Think about it. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Rabbi Love to come up and say a few words. I'm gonna mute my video. Rabbi Love, unmute your video. Oh, you did that. Did you do that? Yeah. Okay. And when you start speaking, you should be there.
Okay, great. Can you hear me?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, good. Good evening and Shabbat Shalom. It is so wonderful to be here this weekend and sharing this amazing occasion with you. Each time I am invited back to take part in a JSLI ordination weekend, I am reminded of how special it was for me to be sitting with my JSLI ordination class just a few years ago. And I know how special this weekend is for you, your families, friends, and the entire JSLI community, many of whom are with us tonight. This week's Parsha, Shalach Lecha, translated into English means send for yourself. In this Parsha, we see a merciful and just God, as well as the consequences for constant rebellion against the Lord. Now, depending on which commentary or which commentator you read, at God's command, suggestion, or possibly even a non-committal attitude, Moses goes and sent 12 hand-picked leaders, one from each of our tribes, to enter Canaan, the land promised by God to us, to check things out and report back their findings. Some commentators refer to these men as spies, some refer to them as scouts, and some refer to them as tourists, to enter the land on a fact-finding mission and to report back to Moses their findings regarding the population, living conditions, food quality, etc. After 40 days of fact-finding, the leaders returned home with some very tasty fruit, but things went quickly downhill from there. Before moving forward, let's take a quick moment to compare the definition of facts and opinions, because remember, this was supposed to be a fact-finding mission. So, a fact is a statement that can be proven true or false, whereas an opinion is an expression of a person's feelings that cannot by itself be proven. So, let's look at a couple facts from this week's Parsha. Fact number 1. Moses sent the 12 men into Canaan. Fact number 2. After 40 days in Canaan, they returned back to their base camp with lots of tasty grapes, figs, and pomegranates. Now let's talk about some opinions. While on their mission, 10 of the 12 men concluded that while it was a nice place to visit, it was not a good place to go to war with hopes of conquering the land. These 10 scouts brought back a negative report based on opinion that perhaps intentionally intimidated their own people to discourage them from even trying to conquer a land that, according to them, devours its inhabitants, a land where the 10 scouts felt like small grasshoppers up against a population of giants, and that the Canaanites viewed them as grasshoppers, a land where these giants would do horrible things to the Israelites' wives and children. This collective opinion of the 10 scouts led to a rebellion against Moses. Our people did not want to get devoured by so-called giants. As a result of their shared opinion, most of the Israelites wished they had just died back in Egypt or in the desert. It was even suggested that a new leader be appointed to replace Moses just to take the Israelites back to Egypt. All this talk angered God. And like the famous saying, "Be careful what you ask for because you might just get it," God came close to granting their wish when he said to Moses, "How long will this people provoke me and not believe in me after all I have done for them?" And that he would strike the Israelites with a plague and annihilate them and then make a new and improved, stronger nation. Well, Moses went to bat for our people and convinced God not to annihilate us. God actually forgave the Israelites, sort of, because God went on to point out that despite all he did for our people, they tested him 10 times and still did not listen to his voice. And this did not end. God continued to express his dissatisfaction with our people, asking, "How much longer will I have to put up with this evil congregation who complains against me?" And finally, God delivered some bombshell news, telling the Israelites that all who doubted him will now wander in the desert for 40 years, representing 1 year for each day the scouts spent in Canaan, and nearly all will die in the desert, never entering the promised land, and their offspring would wander as well until the last of the doubters died. Also, immediately after this understandable tirade, God caused the 10 scouts to immediately die in a plague. So, 2 important lessons we could end this evening's Devar Torah with are, number 1, to trust in God, and number 2, not to anger him, at least not too much. Another lesson to learn is that whenever a rabbi says that they could end here, it often means that he or she has more to say. So please indulge me for just a couple of minutes. This evening I talked about 12 scouts. and how 10 of them bared much responsibility for creating one of the darkest eras in our entire history. But what about the remaining 2 scouts, Caleb and Joshua? They were the dissenters. They were the minority opinion. We live in a society where majority rules. For example, if JSLI decided to start an alumni association and 2 alumni rabbis or cantors ran for president, the highest vote getter would become the president. Now, to be clear, I'm not talking about United States presidential elections where we have an electoral college. That's for another night and another Devar Torah. Okay, let's get back to Caleb and Joshua, the minority, the dissenters. Upon their return, they immediately separated themselves from the other scouts. Caleb and Joshua both tore their clothes to testify their true grief for their people's blasphemy against God, for their turning on Moses, and probably because they knew something bad was coming and they did not want to be part of it. Their perception of Canaan was the polar opposite of the 10 scouts. They distanced themselves from the others, saying the land they scouted was a good land, a land of milk and honey, and that if God desired, he would bring us to this land and give it to us. They went on to tell the Israelites to not rebel against God, that the people of Canaan had no protection, that we should not fear them, and that God had our backs. Sometimes the minority viewpoint is correct. God told the people of Israel, "You shall not come into the land," except for Caleb and Joshua. They were the only 2 scouts who survived and were granted entry into the land of milk and honey. I want to leave you with 2 short stories, one of them from the legal field and one of them from the medical field, which I thank Google for. The first story is about a man named Homer Plessy, a biracial man who in 1892 was arrested for sitting in an all-white rail car in Louisiana. He was convicted of violating one of Louisiana's racial segregation laws. He appealed his conviction to the U.S. Supreme Court and lost his appeal in a 7-1 decision. The resulting, quote, separate but equal, end quote, decision against him had wide negative consequences in the United States. This United States Supreme Court majority decision basically legalized state-mandated segregation in our country. As I said a moment ago, the Supreme Court vote was 7-1 against him. The lone dissenter was Justice John Marshall Harlan, who, among other issues in his dissent, wrote that our Constitution barred segregation in public places and believed that segregation imposed badges of slavery or servitude upon African Americans. He further wrote that our Constitution is colorblind and neither knows nor tolerates classes among citizens. Well, sometimes the wheels of justice turn ever so slowly. And while we still have a long way to go, 58 years later, Justice Harlan's famous lone dissent helped to shape civil rights reform in the United States in another famous Supreme Court case, Brown versus Board of Education, where the court decided unanimously that laws establishing segregation in public schools are unconstitutional. And I want to be clear, 58 years later, this particular Justice Harlan was not around. However, his dissenting opinion came back to visit. Next, I want to tell you about another minority, not in the racial or religious sense, but a minority nonetheless. Let me explain. In 1847, a physician named Dr. Inez Semmelweis began a new job working in the maternity clinic of a hospital in Austria. He wanted to find out why women in maternity wards were dying of a certain fever known as childbed fever. He discovered that the incidence of childbed fever could be drastically cut by hand washing with chlorinated lime solution. This discovery proved to be successful in dramatically reducing childbed fever deaths, but his idea was ridiculed and rejected by much of the medical community because he could not provide an acceptable scientific explanation for his findings. Fast forward to 2020. Always remember to wear a mask, practice safe social distancing, wash your hands with soap and water, and remember to use hand sanitizer. Be safe, be well. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shkoyach. Yeah, things go slowly. People just don't buy into stuff right away. It takes a lot of pain, doesn't it? But Yashikoyev, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rabbi Love. Now we're going to do a Misha Ber for those who are ill. So why doesn't everybody unmute their video? And I'll switch to gallery view, all right, because we're going to begin to conclude. And I'm going to come up with a melody. We're going to say Elna Rafana La. Oh God, pray, heal her. Okay, we're writing this melody. Elna Rafana La. Ooh, Elna Rafana. That's it. La. Okay, so I'm going to mention the names as they go on. Rivka Bat Hensa, Hazan Sandy Cohen, Jenny. I'll give you an opportunity to unmute if you want to in a minute. Let me get these names. Mike Goodwin, Georgette, Fred, Anna, and Lola. Michael, Vincent, and Rabbi Adele. Dora, Leslie, P, Rabbi Art. Amy Handley. Siona Bat Rachel Durchalter. Michael, Vincent, Rabbi Adele. All right, if any of you would like to unmute and mention someone's name, please do.
Tirza Adele.
Michael Heitman.
Rav Yechezkel, Avraham ben Rivka Miriam, Dov Ber Bat Kittel, and Herb Walter.
Binyamin ben Shalom. Ben Harav.
Samuel Hirsch.
Amalia Bat Miriam.
I got Connie Bat Doris, Michael Ben Rachel, Rala, Janet Bat Marilyn. Anyone else?
Mike Behrens, Kirk Hoy.
Garth Townsend, Madeline Spielman, Ruben Abreu, Julia Squeeny, Carolyn Ogers, Gary Grind, Nick Young, Michael Vin. Yeah, I did got that.
David Williams.
Lillian Brody.
What's the matter with her? Lillian Brody. Elna Rafanala. Elna Rafanala. Elna Rafanala. Jan, Bruce, Cynthia, and Becky. Again. Elna Rafanala. Elna Rafanala. Elna Rafanala. Elna Rafanala. Eliezer ben David Rachel. El Sonny Bakos. Rafanala. Jan, Bruce, Cynthia, and Becky. Elna Rafanala. One more time. Continue with the Mourner's Kaddish, ladies and gentlemen. Mourner's Kaddish. Those of you who would like to join with me, please unmute. Try and follow me. 1, 2, 3. Yit gadal ve'yit gadash shemei rabba. Be'alma divrach irute, be'amlich malchute, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'yizman kariv v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shemei Rabba Mevorach V'Olam L'Olmei Omaya Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitpa'ar V'Yitromam V'Yitnaseh V'Yithadar V'Yitaleh V'Yithalal Shemei Dekudsha Barichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'Nechamata Damiran V'Alma V'Yimru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'romav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol Yoshvei Tevel v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Zion Goldsmith.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of our service. We're going to make Kiddush and we're going to make Hamotzi. And not only we're going to make Hamotzi over one challah, but we have two. Because we're trying to find out which is the best challah from Zabar's. I don't know. It's just what we're doing tonight. Some announcements before we make Kiddush. Do we have a little wine, babe? Yeah. So tomorrow, we have services tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. You are all welcome to our services. We're going to have our Saturday morning service. Let me tell you what's going on. Tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern Time. And everybody, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. I'm like off. I'm just showing up. It's beautiful. And everybody in the class is leading the service tomorrow. I guess I'm running the dial, so I'm busy. But tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we're going to have our service. And what else? And the cantors are leading some songs, and it's just going to be wonderful. All right, and everybody's laning, and you name it. So that's what's going on tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow also at 2:30, if you'd like to observe all three services tomorrow, we're going to do Mincha, and we're going to stream Mincha at 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. It's about a 45-minute, half hour, 40 minutes. Fun, easy. You don't have to be dressed. I mean, you know what I mean. And then you should be dressed. Don't come naked. Please, don't do that to us. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m. is our ordination. And during the ordination, we have the cantors are going to be singing, and we have beautiful speeches. And it doesn't take very long. The whole thing should take an hour and a half or so. And it's going to be beautiful. All right. So that's what's happening. So now we're going to make Kiddush. Do you have the wine, Carol?
You want to come over here with my camera?
Oh, no, it's all right. You can hold it up. Ready? Carol's got the wine. Let's go to gallery view.
It's in Miriam's cup.
It's in Miriam's cup? Oh, it's not this Miriam. You mean the other Miriam. Miriam. Okay, Miriam's cup. All right, so join with me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uv'ratzon inchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher litziad mitzrayim. Kivanu v'charta, yotanu kidashta, mikol amim, v'shabbat kadshecha, v'yahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, baruch atah Adonai, mikadesh hashabbat. Everybody, everybody unmute, unmute. What a brilliant amen that was. That was brilliant. Bro, we'll do Hamotzi together too. Ready?
Okay.
Ready. 1, 2, 3. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min aretz.
Amen.
Wait a minute, I'm going to tell you which is the best one. Hold on. Let me tell you. You might as well know right now.
Okay.
Okay, one is don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I'm not gonna tell
Okay,
you.
hold on. That's pretty good. No, hold on.
You need to
something.
clean your palate.
Oh,
Give this guy some wine.
Yeah.
I'll get
take
some
a
wine.
slug. Yeah.
Hold on. That was good. Let's see what it. No, I mean this is good. I don't want to get sued by the company. Which was the best one? First one. Carol?
I forget the name.
Oh, she couldn't even tell you. All right, there you go. Sadie's. Sadie's? Really? All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna of the world. Thank you so much for joining with us, rabbis, friends, everybody who is here. Thank you for joining with family and friends. I'm going to stop the stream to Facebook and all that. The rabbis are welcome to. We're going to just stay for a little bit. We're gonna have a little piece of challah, and we'll joke, and maybe Rabbi Love will play a couple songs, and then we'll call it a night. Although for our West Coasters, they will call it an afternoon, and then we'll see you tomorrow. All right. So I'm going to stop the stream. God bless. You guys don't go anywhere. I'm just going to stop the stream here. God bless you all. Thanks for joining us. Give me a moment. Stopping the stream now.